Yeah, I don't think so.
Let me go back over to Al real quick. I'll send that over because then that way you can drop in a character on there. Yes, I see a hand.
I have two questions.
Mm-hmm.
First off, you're using a webcam, aren't you,
Yes.
Josh? Yeah, because your picture is like crystal clear, like HD, like especially compared to like mine and Ike's, like it's beautiful. So I can tell. Just so you know. Second, is anybody gonna introduce Gunther?
Oh.
I'm just wondering if he's part of episode 0 or not. Are we going to explain how Gunther came about and why he's so near and dear to our hearts, or is that just going to be something that develops?
I guess that would be up to Cassidy, I guess, too, because I know she's not here, but that is her familiar, so to say. I think it is what.
Yeah, we can ask. I mean, I just was curious if we're gonna ask her to include that, or if that's just like part of listen,
hey,
listen,
no.
you'll understand.
Yeah, I it's a good point. I didn't actually think about it, to be honest with you. So.
No, that's fine. Just a question.
Yeah. There we go. I just sent the invitation to you, Bree, on your email, and then.
Invited.
All right.
And Cassidy's not here either, is the other thing that we normally rely on to figure out where Sarah is. Okay. But I can walk you guys through what's happened to Flint and Zolas currently, as you guys were, well, specifically Zolas too, I guess, because Zolas was the one interacting with either that or Mariel. I'm trying to remember if it was Mariel or Zolas, actually, that was interacting with the main gray dwarf last. But you guys had just met Gordon and Susan and come down the way there to see a dwarf who I couldn't figure up a name for. I did write this all down too, so I can send this. This is a DMEXE reboot from the last session because I couldn't figure up names because I was too tired by that point. You guys can kind of remember. I re-listened to the recording to figure that much out. But the one gray dwarf walked up the tunnel that had been pushing a cart and introduced themselves as Sundar and asked who you guys were, and you guys all gave fake names. Some of which were the Gordon and Susan that you guys had met before. And I don't know if you're going to keep on with that charade or not, but that was something I took down. And 2 other gray dwarves walk up the quarter at the same time. That Zundar had talked to you guys and yelled up to them, and they came up, and their names are Rost and Ferris. They introduced themselves. And they are also gray-skinned and dirt-covered dwarves. And they... Yeah, I have them greeting Zolas because that's who I thought they were talking to, too. But... in doing so, Zolas kind of interrupts, and Flint does a nudging to her as well, and kind of whispers in her ear. And she says, "Do you have any MSG?" She looks askew off to Flint, and Flint's like, "Yeah," shaking his head. And they're like, "Well, actually, if you just go down the corridor over there," and they point off back south to the right. You can find a small little MSG corner that we keep to keep these dwarves intact and tame. Some of the males get a little rowdy, And Flint gives the eyebrows to Zolas and grabs her on the wrist, and they just run down the corridor, basically.
Yep. Seems accurate.
But beyond that, the first dwarf that had been talking to you, which for some reason is not appearing on my screen, I'm trying to fix that too, introduced themselves as Sundar, like I had said, but proclaims that these are my Schwesterweiben, my sister wives in your tongue, I believe, and we're wedded to each other and the pick. We carry these on our hip, and she points off to a pick on her hip, and these on our back to fight off whoever comes our way, and she points to 2 hand axes that are off the pommels that are on each shoulder.
Ooh, axes.
And I think I didn't catch all of your names quite well the last time. There's a lot of you here. I know what we were talking about was that you guys are heroes here looking to become gods yourself. It sounded like there's a individual that's, like we said too, that we've met before doing such, and most of them had died. There is one, however, down the corridor that we know of that has somehow survived the perils of the... Help me out here. What are you guys in?
Search for goddom.
No, not just that, but you guys just learned it too the last time. You got a map of it.
Maze.
Oh, Alopulus.
No.
Let me view handouts. Crude mazes and labyrinths map.
Labyrinth. That's the word I was
Labyrinth.
looking for. The labyrinth, capital T.
Yeah, we really just went out.
Is that you, Mame?
Do you know D-Way?
Well, like I was kind of mentioning before, it isn't really something you can get out of, as far as we know. And
Bumblequat. What if I just, like, take one of your axes and start hacking away at a wall? Or not your axes, your picks. I'm sure you have a spare pick somewhere. What if I just start, like, hacking at a wall and I just keep going?
you would definitely make it through to more walls and more tunnels, but that's all we've found in our time here, and we've been here for hundreds of years.
Mommy's just gonna Kool-Aid man it out of here.
Oh
Say,
yeah.
oh yeah, through every wall.
And the other thing I was going to say is, if you guys wanted to, you can roll a perception, and I had something else that you guys would all notice differently.
I'm gonna roll a perception.
Okay.
What's
Ooh,
up?
yeah.
If I can find it on the sheet.
Got an 11.
My
Griselda,
new character.
you remember from kind of thinking about this before, too, and trying to recall about the Grey Dwarves and what you know, beyond them just being dwarves that kept to themselves in the underground, which is similar to other dwarves, and being more crotchety even than the rest of them, they also are extremely fine weaponsmiths, and they are you're racking your brain about that particular in piece of information, because you remember they had some sort of crazy overlords that actually watched over them most of the time, and and you actually kind of remember too in your searches a point where you had met other ones of another small contingent of Grey Dwarves, but you're still trying to remember.
So I don't remember what, like, that sect or whatever was called.
Yeah, right. But you do remember, like I said, a little bit more about them, and the fact that they're kind of like worker drones for a greater civilization that actually, rules over them. They're almost slaves in a fashion, but to the point though that they aren't watched over as much. They just put them in these tunnels and make them harvest stuff for them, and otherwise let them live their lives.
So, you say that you don't know a way out of this place, but how do you get these materials out?
And she kind of gets a bit of a grin. Ah, I see you know something of our race. That has to do with the golden door farther on down the chamber, but that is guarded by an iron golem that only opens and closes for the individuals who rule us currently, or like they so think.
Bitch, please.
Okay.
I think we could probably open it.
And Mame, you notice
Is that it?
No. I was
that would make sense.
it's a little bit along those lines, because I was going to say that you notice everyone noticing each other, and on the other parts of the hanging on to their words a little bit of what they're saying, but at the same time you just really want to pick up one of these little guys and hold him in your arms.
Oh.
And I see a Baharash with a 12.
Wait, so they're like children, or like a?
They're like 3 foot, 3'5" maybe.
Oh.
You're like 7 foot.
Oh. I just want to hold him. I just want to pick him up and cradle him like a little baby.
Yeah. And Baharash, you get a sense of all of this, what they're saying is very true, and you wouldn't like bat it with a stick. You just have that surety to understanding what they're saying and everything, but you also really just want to know what that gray dwarf flesh tastes like.
No.
Do we eat babies here? I don't know if I can condone that or not.
I can if... I probably just can. They're NPCs, it's okay. We're saving them from a life of innkeeping, shopkeeping, all that stuff.
Mining, yeah.
Yeah, so...
I would say, Ash, what you know is everything that Griselda would have understood, but you also kind of remember distinctly working with a Sector 2 in more of the ruling class that actually rules them. And you're trying to recall, you think it had to do something with some sort of backhanded deals, but you only dealt with the human side of the deals, so you don't know who the actual ruling class still is. But you know that they do a lot of the finer weapons for nobles and lords, and also especially the enchanted weapons. And you and Grizz can both choose to relay all of what I've said to everybody, or not.
Where is she? I'm gonna whisper to her this tidbit of information. Griselda. Whisper.
I'm gonna kind of nod, and I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, I knew most of that already. I'm not sure what to do with that information."
I ask them. Do I ask them? I ask them. Can you take us to where you craft many of your weapons?
I can take you in the vicinity, but you'll have to be wary of the individuals who actually do the crafting, as they aren't of our race entirely. They are actually Aesir. They are the flame-haired dwarves. And I don't mean that metaphorically. She kind of gets a downcast and a scaredish look to her.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
Which
Do you
one
want to
are
go
we
check out these weapons, friend?
talking with?
This is.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
one is speaking?
Give it me a second. I was doing some other stuff. I can put the nicknames in here now, which is their names that they introduce themselves as. Zunda.
Yeah, I think on our screen it's number 3.
Yes, it is number
Okay.
3. I just updated it to have the actual name.
Mm-hmm.
So was that you asking to be taken down there, Ash, and everybody?
Yeah, I would like to go check out where these weapons are being made, and I asked my companions if they agreed with wanting
Yeah.
to go.
Yeah, I'll
see the
go.
weapon.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
All
And
right.
while we're
Always like,
going-
yes, new axes.
Yeah, axes for sure. But the whole time I'm gonna look at Zunder and be like, Zunder, are you happy here? Do you like your overlords? Do they treat you okay?
And looking up at the large figure, she goes, "Honestly, they're not too bad. They bring us food and such, and we get to do what we like anyways. So, I'm fairly happy here. As long as we keep to ourselves and the damn adventurers aren't mucking things up too bad."
Have you ever thought you might want a new home and new overlords?
Not really, to be honest with you. I mean, the thought has never crossed my mind.
Well, you think about it.
Okay, I'll do that. Kind of looks at you like a little confused. And she kind of just chatters off in Underdark language to the other dwarves, and then walks back down this way. I don't know if anybody actually knows that, but I can tell you what she said if you're curious. If you know Underdark.
I know Common and Giant. I do not know, but yeah, I would love to know.
I know Infernal, but not Underdark.
Yeah, I don't know other dark.
Neither do I.
Damn.
Shit, they don't teach you in school.
Right?
I'm trying to look up the name of that actual language too, because I know it's like something else, but I know it's just generally Underdark.
Undercommon.
Undercommon, yeah, that's what I thought. Anywho,
Okay, yeah.
Oh, I know Common. I don't know Undercommon.
It's a shame I'm not with you guys because, I know Undercommon.
God damn it.
well, she starts leading you off this way, and she kind of points off to the left over there to where you're sitting, Vomir. Vomyar? I don't know how to say it. Say it for me one more time. I know you said it earlier. Bree?
Valmyra. Sorry, I was muted and I was saying the name over and over again.
Fulmira. Okay.
Valmyra. So the Y acts as an I, basically.
Gotcha. Valmyra. Okay.
I like that name.
And
Well, thank you. D&D Beyond came up with it.
but otherwise, Zundur keeps walking down this way, and you can kind of see most of the chamber from where you are. It looks like, yeah, you guys can see once you get up to here. But points off. I don't know who else isn't up here yet. I see Marion. I don't know if Sarah is getting on still.
Oh, there I am.
And you can see to Valmyra.
Yes.
Okay.
I see people.
Okay. But Zundar points off down to here to the brightest portion of the cavern too. That's almost a little small sun of brightness because of how much fire and heat is coming from that direction. To two similarly small figures that actually do have flames for hair and beard as opposed to actual hair, and they are working a forge and a tinging of steel or metal of some sort that you can hear working their forge.
I turned to. It was Zunder we were talking to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Zunder. I turned to Zunder, and I asked him, I'm like, who is in charge of this space here?
Oh, in charge. Well, when it kind of gets a little gosh darn it, I keep thinking back into German because I changed these names into German and then my brain is in German. So it was like, they were like, oh, you mean the actual space where we're at currently? Well, other than the overlords, you could probably speak to, Shahim. She's off in the southernmost quarter in this direction. She stays down into the, sleeping and cooking areas because she runs most of the numbers for the overlords, actually. And she keeps a nice hund, so I'd keep watch of that if you try to barge through the door. Hund is dog, by the way.
Good to know. Thank you.
And she's like, if that is all, I'll go back to my mining now.
Thank you. You've been most helpful.
Cheerio. It's my default extra accent. Can't help it.
So you said down here? I'm guessing boy there, or that's what that is. So you said down here is the flame-haired dwarves working on, just working.
Yeah, there's one here. There's one here. And this one's working on a bellows for a forge, heating it up is what you can tell. And this one is working on an anvil, tinging away at an apparent weapon that you can't quite tell what it is yet. But it is a bar of steel or metal of some sort.
So what is going on at this table here? Is this a table?
Sorry. Yeah, that's actually a table, like you were saying. There's I started explaining, but I was muted myself. But because I was trying to eat a chip. There is.
Sorry.
You're all right. There is a singular gray dwarf sitting at that table, and Valmyra, both seeming to have let the conversation lull and die at this point, and we're just nursing a mug each themselves. And then you can see.
Can I tell? Go ahead.
A second table just behind them of two other gray dwarves. You can see also a small gnome that's working a cooking fire in a hearth that's up against the wall, and a large barrel that is tapped, so you presume some sort of keg, all in this westerly direction in this little cubby here. And north, you do see also in the same easterly northern cubby two other workers that seem to be working on some paperwork of some sort and kind of chatting and smoking between each other over here.
Duergar number 5. Is he male or female? Is it male or female? Sorry.
You're hard pressed to tell for sure, because most of these figures do have beards, but you would guess from his demeanor that it is more male than female.
Okay. I'm gonna walk up behind him and just gently ask what he is.
Oh, hello. I'm actually in the process of doing some more mapping. I'm really bad at it, actually.
May I see your map?
And he kind of gets a little nervous and he leans over the table. No, I don't think so. It's pretty bad. I've only let one other out that I thought I was pretty proud of, but no one could understand a lick of it.
Is that the nice document we got last session?
More than likely, you're guessing.
I'm guessing. You can let me see. I'm sure it's quite nice. I know it's much better than any work I myself try to persuade.
Yes. Persuasion. Oh, I see it down there now. 16.
Yeah.
He goes, well, well, what do you want it for? He says real quickly, and definitely less standoffish about them. Seems like he's considering the idea, you know. I
am a fan of maps, and the people that do them I find noble endeavor and incredibly.
You were cutting out there in a little bits of it. I heard most of it though. You're
Okay.
And he says, basically, well, I can show you, but right now it's just a bunch of ink blots, really. I still haven't yet to connect all the lines. I'm only asking too because you've seen one of the adventures that's been coming through here, and most of them just want out. It's kind of why I started mapping, but also because our boss seems to think that they might be able to find a way out then. And what I've found intrinsically is none of these tunnels make any sense at all. Even the ones we've dug, they don't make any sense, even on a map. But there does seem to be some odd piping running through, and no one can quite explain it to me, or can break through. We don't have any metal strong enough to break it, so we haven't figured out what it is.
Piping that.
And he says, does that help you? I mean, I can give you this if you have a copper, maybe. You've been very kind to me. I appreciate that, but it's truly just a work in progress here.
How do I tell where my gold is on the? Cause I can't find it.
It is under, if you click on equipment. Nope, just kidding.
Okay. Oh wait, I see it. It is under equipment. It's right at the top. It says currency.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
25. Is that it? Oh, okay.
That sounds about right. I don't know if it's gold or what though.
It says I have 25 gold.
Okay. That seems reasonable for starting off too, because you guys haven't made it to a town or anything like that, or sold or found any treasures, super treasures, anyways.
I thank him graciously, and I hand him 1 gold.
For the map, or just he that's what he says too, kind of like subtly, like that is far more than I asked.
For the map and the information he gave me, and to remember.
To remember you, I shall do fondly. And he rolls up the scribbles and hands it to you, and it looks basically like the map you'd seen before.
Okay. I say thank you graciously and walk off jauntily.
And he yells off, "My name is Duergar.
Duergar?
Yeah.
How do you spell it? Draw. I guess I'll just make it up, and then I'll...
I'm adding it as his nickname on here, too.
Okay.
And he seems a little taken by you, and he's like leaning against the table with the cigarette he'd been smoking, and he's like,
Good. Remember. I walk over to Griselda. I tell her about the map and how it's pretty much a duplicate for the one that we already have.
Okay.
But I also tell her the information about the pipes and how this place doesn't make any sense even to the people that are guests.
Interesting. I really think these doors, like, I really want to get past this iron golem.
you just have something against doors, I think.
Doesn't every
Let's do it.
campaign?
Let's fuck this iron golem up.
If
They have tools.
it said that we could get past the iron golem if we were one of the overlords, correct?
Shh, I'm an overlord.
Well, I do see Mame and Bacharash staring down these weapons hardcore, so
Mm-hmm.
what are you guys doing down here? And at this point, too, and one of the flame-haired dwarves that had been working the anvil stops their working, sets down their tools, and comes over and says, "Yes, might I be of service?"
Yeah, tell me about what you got here. There's some real nice and shiny trinkets you got here on this table.
You're space invadering again, by the way.
What?
Your sound. Remember when you switch connections, we found out you do a space.
Oh, fuck. Okay, sorry, I need to turn my Wi-Fi back on.
Oh.
It should be better now.
And they say basically, "Oh yeah, well, I'm not sure what you're looking for," but then kind of give you a up and down. "Looks like you like axes. Well, I can pretty much guarantee any of our products here." And they gesture firmly across. "But in looking back at you, looking back at the weapons, I might have a proposition for you that I've been wanting to try out."
Go on.
"Well, it's not going to be cheap. I'll lead with that. But I have found a particular symbol, when carved into an instrument, will return to the holder even when thrown, if you only tap the palm of your hand and engrave the same symbol in your hand."
Engrave the same symbol in my hand. Jesus. Okay. Well, can you demonstrate this for me? Has this worked on any other, being present?
And they kind of laugh jauntily, like, "Ha! Ah, perfect. I love demonstrations." And just walks over to the side of the weapons, grabs a small dagger off to the side, picks it up, and stands back even closer farther to you. "Now watch carefully," and has the dagger and tosses it straight at the wall on the other side over top of the anvil, and it sticks in the wall. And then you just see the symbol on her hand kind of alight that she's holding, and then taps it, just taps it, and the dagger flies across the room back into her hand. Their hand.
I see where that could be very useful.
Do I see this demonstration from where I am?
You could see the dagger going out of her hand and coming back. And you could probably hear bits and pieces. If you want to roll a perception, you would probably be able to hear it, but
I would.
So I want to ask: is that the only, symbol and effects, magical effects that you can do to a weapon? Is it just throw it away and it comes back again, or is there other things that you can do?
it is
Or
not.
that can be done?
It's not the only thing, but it is the experimental one. And I hate to say, I have been trying to do business with some of the adventures that come through here, but they really can't afford our prices. This one, being as experimental as it is, I could give it to you for a reasonable price that I think you could afford. The other ones, I'm not so sure.
How about you tell me what you got, and we'll determine how much I can pay after I know what you can do.
I could do that, and they kind of get a little like, but you have to realize we can do quite a lot here. I mean
Show me what you got.
The real question is, what do you want? Because we could probably provide it. Well,
You don't have these written down anywhere, like a menu or an order form or a catalog, mayhaps.
Is there a vendor window we can view?
Sorry, this isn't the Chipotle of weapons.
Damn.
It looks like it. I mean, you got some nice wares here. I feel like you need like a lady in a scantily clad lady, walking up and down and pointing to the most expensive ones. Okay, so I guess we'll go the other way. So give me, what is your most expensive feature? Let's start there. Give me the luxury,
Well,
top of the line.
your
Your Bentley.
The top of the line of what most fighters would like, but again, eyeing you up, I don't think you'd like this so much.
Am I most fighters good fire-haired traveler?
You are not, and hence my earlier suggestion for such, because you look like you, as I'd said, have a propensity for axes, and I could engrave such a thing on an axe. And she kind of looks down. They kind of look down at a smaller axe that you're carrying, and even on said axe that you have here for a real good price. But for most warriors, they would prefer a shield that cannot be penetrated. But for you, I'm thinking damage is more your style, and well, for that you might have to be here for a couple centuries, because I do have quite a recipe, but I don't think I'm not sure you'll be able to outlast it. And I don't have any on stock, as it were. The last one just was bought up. It was a miraculous piece. It was a axe of vibration. Upon striking, it would shatter anything of a solid into a liquid.
So can you describe the purchaser of this shattering axe?
Oh, that is also not in my vernacular. Oh, I wish I could. Unfortunately, I just...
You can't tell me who bought your axe?
Normally, I don't do the selling. This is also
Who
new to
does?
me. That would be our overlords. Oh,
well, where are they?
So
wait, then why? No wonder you can't tell me, give me a menu. You don't even sell your own shit. Tell me, bring me a salesperson. Bring me your best sales guy. I want a bottle of water and your best sales guy.
Worst customer service ever.
You're getting such a
Where's your
terrible
1-800
review.
number? Let me speak to your manager, please. I need a manager.
Well, I'm guessing, since you haven't even got their name, they are kind of a little, piffed at what you're requesting here. Well, I was trying to be of some use, but apparently this is not working. I'm going to go.
You could still
else.
be. So, but before you leave to get somebody else, not that I don't want to talk to somebody else, I do. Again, so could you tell me what the most, I guess not the most expensive thing, but the most expensive thing that you commonly sell is?
That would still be those shields I'd mentioned before, the impenetrable.
How much are those?
Those are going to be an easy 150 gold. And that's under table
Okay.
prices that I'm doing for you here, because it hasn't even gone to the overlords who do all the other shady shit to get their prices hiked.
Taxes and titles and fees and yeah.
I'll give you 20 copper for one of these shields. And what I'll do for you is I will spread your name or your overlord's names so that you get more and more business. You'll be swimming in gold, and you won't know what to do with it.
That would be a persuasion from your end, I'd say. There.
I'm doing that.
We've
Come on,
got,
that 20 if I ever needed one. Nope. Damn.
We've got Mame the Karen and Baharash the Instagram influencer over here.
Nothing spreads a blacksmith's good name more than murder, war, and ravaging villages.
And, well, since no one has asked my name, I'll provide it for you now. I am...
Hold on. Before you speak, I'm Baharash. Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Nice to meet you, Baharash. My name is actually... Zajir. It's kind of the sound you hear right before your head is chopped off on a shady deal. Now... What about that deal you were mentioning sounds good in perhaps practice in normal situations, but we don't get really paid for this work besides food normally. So that 150 gold I was mentioning isn't very negotiable. I'm sorry, but that is the minimal cost of what I found to bribe an overlord to get out the fuck out of this place.
Well, what if I told you you didn't have to bribe an overlord to get the fuck out of this place?
You equip us with some of these weapons, we could probably bring a change of management in your favor.
You know, if you just want a way out, I mean, we have a party. You know, we're looking for the way out. You can just, you know, you can come on and join us here.
Roll a persuasion, and an assisted persuasion. So just roll, both of you roll persuasion.
Hell yes. Let's do this.
Oh, sorry, I did the wrong one.
My rolls are going to be this good tonight. I can already tell.
I see two.
Oh, but they're not as bad as...
Jesus.
We'd always just revert to murder. I said out of...
I mean, that was my next. I was gonna threaten. I was like, how much does this cost? How much do you value your head? let's go with that one, because I'm pretty sure I can just, unless they have some magic I don't know about, pretty sure I could take any of these weapons and just leave.
With the 10 and the 2, Zajir was like, you know, that's a persuasive argument for someone that doesn't understand the power of our overlords. Unfortunately, I have tested them, as you can imagine, and they point over to the other one that's giving them a stink eye by this point, that's working the bellows on the forge, and says, that fellow over there wouldn't even be talking to you, so at least count yourself lucky that you're being talked to for such a thing. Our overlords would hang us for even considering this. Hence...
How about a trade?
Well... You do intrigue, please.
Do you have any way of containing lightning?
Containing lightning. That is a tricky business.
Think of the wares you could make, though.
Depends upon how you wish to contain it.
Well, what's your guys' preferred? Do you have a preferred method of doing it? I can provide the lightning, and I'm just gonna let let my eyes glow and just have sparks shooting out of my mouth.
In this case, we wouldn't capture the lightning, rather guide it to help us forge something immaculate. And, you know, if you could... I'll tell you what. For something of that, I would deal you in at even half of my price to get out of here, so that we could. It seems you have an amicable party here that might need a similar weapon, and they could all provide me with, say, a $75 gold minimum cost to have each of their own weapons of such. How does that sound?
The idea is intriguing, but the wares or the funds are lacking, unfortunately, in our department.
Perhaps we should talk again then. And do you still wish to talk to the individual in charge? Start walking off this way without even looking back.
I'm gonna look at Baharash and be like, you wanna fuck some bitches up?
For these weapons, absolutely.
Okay. I'm gonna walk over here really quick. I don't know how long it's gonna take them. I'm gonna walk over here to this table. I'm gonna sit down and be like, so, what do you guys know about these overlords?
Can I ask these guys at this table too, if they have any stuff that like they may have taken from adventurers that have died or gotten lost in this labyrinth?
You're up north, I see now. You your question is kind of met with a question. What are you looking for? I'm not following what you're asking. You talking about these adventurers that have been here before and stuff off of like the corpses?
Yeah. You know, like you come across them and you just, take their shit.
I'm sorry, miss. That's not how we do.
That's not how we do.
From any of the dead bodies, you haven't found like any like, I don't know, spell books or scrolls or...
Even as a dwarf, grey dwarf, a Duergar in these areas, we don't actually take anything from our dead. I'm not sure what you do on the surface world, but here we even dedicate a whole tunnel and collapse it to honor our dead on top of them, to be one with the earth.
Do you mark? Oh, I guess I'm not up there. Never mind.
With all of
That's stupid. What do they need that shit for? They're dead.
For the afterlife, of course.
I'm just gonna kind of chuckle and be like, trust me, buddy. There is no afterlife. I'm just gonna walk away. I'm gonna try and find where everybody else went.
At this point, Sajir comes up with a person following them, presumably who they were talking about before. Oh, I found you again. This is them. They're asking about our wares. Perhaps you can help them. I must get back to work. And the individual kind of soddles up to you, and they're much burlier than all the others, but still female as to what you can tell. And still a grey dwarf with the ashen skin, but much more clean. They don't have any soot on them currently. They look relatively well manicured, but also covered head to toe in what looks like the azure forged armor.
I'm gonna shout over.
Spear.
I'm gonna shout over to Azure and be like, "Thanks, Azure. Thanks, buddy."
You just hear. You just hear a And the burly individual that's at the corner of the table goes, "Huh? What seems to be the situation here?"
Hello, fellow traveler. Do you have a name?
I thought Zazure had introduced myself. Apologies. My name is Jarvis. It's like Jarvis in your language. There.
Cool. Hi, Jarvis. I'm trying to figure out exactly what's going on here. Are you like a shop? Are you a store? Have we stumbled into some store here? Like, where are we exactly? Do you know?
Yeah. You definitely fell from something. We're slaves here.
Slaves!
Yeah, I mean, I figured somebody would have told you by this point. Our overlords don't really pay us, and I've been up.
Wait, see,
above.
I thought you were an overlord.
No.
Wait, you've been up above.
Yes, the overlords have taken me at one point or another just to familiarize myself with what they do.
So what exactly do these overlords look like?
Oh.
What do they do?
You want to know about the overlords? I have been sworn to secrecy. Even my kin do not see them.
So that means there isn't any like portraits of their overlords hanging around to motivate them to work better.
Oh no. No. If that's what you're asking them specifically to, the response would be, no, that sort of thing is only perception from outside. Actually, they leave us pretty much to our own devices down here. It's quite nice.
Well, except for you. What did you do?
Quite nice being a.
What do you mean?
I mutter under my breath.
What do you mean? What did I do?
You said they took you above. Well, you must have done something to please them.
It wasn't so much of a pleasure to take me above. It was more of a punishment because I was acting out and trying to rebel. So they took me above to show me what the above world is, and what you guys live in is terrible. I don't know how you deal with it.
Well, I kind of miss it. I enjoyed it. I know you might not understand different strokes for different folks. That's fine. But, do you have any suggestions on either, summoning one of your overlords or, there's some stairs or high explosives or, I don't know, something, right? I don't want to walk through tunnels the rest of my life. That's not appealing.
I understand. I mean, the sky was one of the benefits of being above. An unending ceiling? Who could have thought it? I thought it was a myth. But that pales in the comparison of how you guys treat each other up there. It's horrible. These overlords, though, they feed us and they take our wares, but it is only when we aren't here and when we aren't paying attention. And I generally propagate such things. If you really wish to speak with them, it is not something you can use my name for, and it would be more of an happenstance. And I can tell you their schedules of some nature, but generally we all hide while they take what they will. And they leave us what we need. Symbiotic relationship, you understand?
Tell me something. Did you try... Can I tell what they're drinking?
I mean, it's beer or a fermented something. And what was your question, Ash?
I wanted to roll an insight check to see if he was lying or not telling the whole truth.
Do it.
Modern problems require modern solutions.
And it's also a she, even though I know I'm voicing it like a very burly dude.
I'm sorry, I might have missed that when you said it earlier.
That's all right. 20. So they've been up front with you and just, in a completely relaxed nature, even though they've got a firm, well-handled grip on their spear. They're still in a very relaxed stance. And, there isn't any telltale signs that you would have guessed that they would have been lying at any point.
Okay.
So, about your wares here, since the overlords just come and take them all anyway, how, attached are you to all of those pretty shiny trinkets on your table over there?
Well, I can tell you at the very least, they do just take, but they are rather particular, and we've gauged upon what they take, what they like, if that makes any sense to you. And if there's something left over, we reforge. So there are things that we deal less in. You've already talked to Zundar, or no, that was up there. You've already talked to Zashir. Obviously, they would have told you, what they're willing to part with, and that's probably your best bet for a reasonably priced item. Otherwise, these items and things are our survival. Not just mine, the whole community here.
Well, what happens if you just, stop, offering gifts of weapons?
And they get a little bit of a shit-eating grin on their face. You are thinking of, like me, when I was of a younger rebellious stage, and when I'd done such, they did not take kindly to it. They'd killed my lover. And I'd rebelled even harder, and that's when they'd taken me above to see what they were protecting us from.
I still don't
Protecting
see
you from shit.
Yeah.
You know that there's whole villages and towns of people where they just are free to live, eat, fuck, and work.
I seen some of said villages. I think they called them farmers, but they weren't really free. I mean, we have so much free time down here. I don't think you understand. We have entire weeks. Every other week is a free week. Up there, you work hard every day. What is that?
You don't have to. There's places that do mining and stuff like this that don't work every single day.
I'm not sure I'm believing of that.
So what do you guys do with the gold that you collect from adventurers anyway?
Oh. There are some individuals among us that wish to go out and adventure through the world, and they do such if they can propagate enough gold to give to our overlords. But they generally do come back, because even after paying and saving up, they don't see the world above as free as you put it. Down here, we are far more free to do as we wish.
But why work for the overlords? Why not just say, fuck you guys, and start doing this on your own, and then making gold for your own and making your own choices instead of being drones for these people?
I don't like the over-above people. You're a prime example. Why are we still talking about this? I could be back to work or petting my puppas right now, but we're still having this conversation. I don't understand.
You have a dog? There are dogs down here.
Is that a Mame response there?
Yeah.
Or, okay, I wasn't sure if that was a Liv or a Mame.
Oh, that's a Mame. Mame interjected.
Okay. And the response is, yeah, I have a dog. His name is Pogo. He's quite a beautiful individual. Not many others down here prefer to keep pets, as our life is fairly simple. But I do enjoy my puppas to keep me company while I take stock on the books that everyone else freely goes about their day.
Okay, so let me get this straight. The weapons on your table have no fundamental value to you. People just put random-ass values on them based on if they want to leave or not. And you know how to leave. you can leave if you want to. So I don't see why I can't have the axe I want and why I can't leave these tunnels.
There was no such thing said about you not having the axe you want. However, leaving the tunnels is not as simple as you put it. Recall, it is at a great cost to leave these tunnels. 150 gold, someone may have already told you, at the minimum. To be teleported out after communicating with our overlords, and our overlords might not be amicable that day. They might just decide to slaughter you all.
Okay. Well, unless anybody at the table has more things to add or more information that they'd like to share, maybe we should. Thank you, Jarvis, for your time. Could we find you again if we need you? I'm not sure. I think we need to sleep and deliberate and figure out what our next steps are gonna be. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. There's a lot of information. I gotta process, figure out what we want to do. Not that I never want to see you again, but
Jarvis says, at any time, just past the golden door in the far southeastern corner, you can find our sleeping quarters. That's where I spend most of my time if I'm not out here. And she gestures over to the small gnome here, or protecting this individual who they'd left me as well from above. Hamlet, the gnome there, he kind of cooks all of our meals as we need, and then this gray dwarf here that's been kind of like slunked over, like with their like apparent third cup of ale that they almost finished, perks up at the end of what you guys were talking about and says, "Why haven't you told them about the Thieves Guild in the southern chambers?" And then goes back to sleeping, basically. and Jarvis just says,
Mommy.
Jarvis just says,
Mommy reaches over and pats that one on the hand and says, "Oh, sweetie, thank you."
Jarvis just says, yes, that is an interesting guild you bring up. They do seem to have their ways out as well, but we try to stay away from them. They're a shady bunch, as their name entails. But I'm here if you need me, and I shall be off if you don't need anything else.
One more question. So is there any way you can get me that, big, nice, fancy axe that's sitting on the table there?
Which table and which axe? I was not there for the discussions, obviously, with Zashir.
The biggest axe you have.
You want the biggest axe? Well, I mean... well, I don't think it's been enchanted yet. If you want it just as it is, I don't think Zashir would have any problems with that. It's... Zashir came to me asking about particularly the enchanted weapons, so that's what was stuck in their head, that you wanted their enchanted weapons, which we highly prize here, as no one else can provide such craftsmen in such weapons.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm all about the enchantment, but again, if I can't get it, it doesn't matter, right? So, if the enchantment is outside of...
Well, keep us in mind. Don't let that completely overweigh what you're thinking. And always come back, and we can enchant said weapon. But I think Zashir would be willing to let an unenchanted weapon from us go at a premium of even 75 gold to 50. If you're nice, 50.
You don't even want the gold! The gold means nothing to you!
Have you heard of an individual by the name of Claus of Santa? I've heard said tales of him from above. He likes cookies, while our overlord, he likes gold. So, that is another thing we like to leave out for them to keep them on the good. And they'll actually even give us ingots of such wide and amazing variety for us to craft even better weapons when we leave excellent gold.
What if I could get you an ingot? Is that better than gold?
Ooh, for us, that is our life's blood, an ingot. Yes.
Can I get an enchanted weapon for an ingot?
You know, you wouldn't be far off from that, because then it wouldn't be something that our workers would have to work towards, and then the hours that we'd have to spend harvesting for an ingot, and then forging the ingot, and then they could craft the ingot for you, and we could probably even provide it at an even smaller margin of... Yeah, I like where your thought process is at there. I think I haven't caught your name yet.
It's fine.
Large individual, I shall know your name. Mine is Jarvis, as I've introduced.
It's fine.
Your name is Fine.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, it is nice to meet you, Fine. And please, like I said,
It was a pleasure, Jarvis, and I will come find you if I need you again. Thank you for your information.
lovely, lovely.
I interrupt Jarvis walking back
Oh, yeah.
to the sleeping chambers.
Uh-huh.
I know, poor thing.
Poor Jarvis.
And I'm like, Miss Jarvis.
Ah, yes.
And I hold out the map, and I'm like, would you be so kind as to point us out where we are on this map?
God, if I know. I put Darius at that task because he was shitty at mining. Fuck. Christ. That just looks like a bunch of squiggles to me. I don't know what to tell you. He did come to me with some mutterings about this pipe. If you see over there by the MSG corner, we keep some individuals being the happy selves over there, enjoying their non-drink as they see fit. You can find it in these tunnels, but rarely. And I think it's she kind of gets a thoughtful look. I think it's coming from mushrooms. Just realizing something. It's just no worries about the MSG, but the pipe that's over there that they lean against and is generally warm, and we've seen it throughout the tunnels, but it doesn't seem to make any sense just as the tunnels that themselves don't. I can't figure it out. And Darius was mumbling something about it leading the way out, but that's all I could really help you with. He, for some reason, felt no need to map the pipe on those drawings. I think he's getting better at mapping, but he's even worse at mining.
So does that mean you can't point us out to the southern quarters where the Thieves Guild might be hiding out at?
Well, I mean, I can't point you out there, but presumably if you go back north of this chamber and take a left down into it, there was a chamber with an Oni who guarded the said entrance to the Thieves Guild, as to what I understood. But he doesn't always let anybody pass. So you'd have to talk to him. That's another reason I didn't bring it up, and that drunk idiot over there did. But watch yourself. Famir over there has been hanging out with us because of the dangers of this tunnel. It sounded like they were going to try and find another party, though, so I'm glad you're here to hopefully not have some more dead people on our hands. Thank you.
She just wanders off.
Yep.
I say thank you. Thank you for your time.
I must be back to my work.
She is motivated.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think she's so ripped? She's got a schedule.
A schedule to keep in the underground where there's no way to tell time because there is no sun and no...
They have their ways.
Yeah, so guys, maybe we should group and discuss.
Yeah, I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna talk to Hamlet.
Oh yeah. Yes, mistress. What is it?
Um. So, I understand you're from the surface, as they've been saying around here.
Yes, yes. I mean, as much as gnomes can be, we do keep to our small little groves of trees and such. We don't really, at least my clan was not one for mixing with others, especially because, as you can see of myself, I had gone missing from them because I didn't listen to their warnings.
So could you, and I'm gonna kind of like rub like my head like I'm thinking, and in doing so, I am going to cast Detect Thoughts on Hamlet. Could you tell me exactly what these overlords look like, or like just generally like how many are there? What do they do? Like who are these guys?
And he gets real sweaty, and he says, I really couldn't. I mean, not actually. They've sworn me to secrecy here, and they've given me good life. And you get a flash of just aggressive, almost, tentacles enveloping him and just restraining him while there is almost a probing sensation in his ear, and it's coming in to a voice that slowly is attached to the tentacle that's just saying, relax. And that's the last thing the vision you kind of have from his thoughts when he's thinking about what he's actually telling you.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
It's the Japs.
It's just a giant hentai tentacle monster.
Yes.
Are you sure? Like, there's nothing else you know about them?
I've already told you they've sworn me to secrecy, and they've even put a cap in my mind beyond their very first meeting. It's hard to access the memories without physical pain.
Interesting. So you don't know like how many of them there are?
And you get
Just one, our Lord and Savior Cthulhu.
and you get one more kind of flash in your mind of a face that doesn't quite look. It definitely doesn't look human, but it doesn't quite look like anything you've noticed before either. And other than maybe some sort of just one giant eye, actually, that kind of comes into his vision before. It's just blank, and it causes you a little bit of pain too. Just psychically, I would roll a D4.
Motherfucker. I think I personally, like, as a player, I think I know what this fucking is.
Don't say it out loud.
Would you say an intelligence check?
For...
Or what'd you say?
Oh,
Sorry for the...
You took like a little, like, you've got a little headache by trying to probe the individual for the detect thoughts. So it was a little bit of psychic damage, and I was just saying a D4.
Okay. What you doing over there, mommy?
Just pushing buttons.
Just initiative.
My bad.
At one point, you guys can tell that it's been a full day since you've left the chamber with the table and everything like that, where you fought off the lizards and the carpet that tried to smother you, Grizz, and the vampire that didn't want your blood, and...
Yeah, I think we should take a,
Yeah, what's this stuff
long
in the center of the
rest?
table
Maybe.
here?
See
Those
if we
are-
can get some food.
Those are apples that have been completely untouched, except for maybe one, it looks like. That's the bowl. And then there's like a half loaf of bread over here.
Yes.
Over there.
Should we ask Hamlet for food?
Yeah, we can. Right? Well, Cersei can say no. Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey yo, boy!
Oh dear. What is it?
We're hungry.
Oh, yes.
Do you have any food you could spare
Ah.
some travelers?
Yeah, I think, and he kind of looks at a small little ledger that he kind of keeps in his pocket. Yeah, I think we can whip something up for you here. I think I can do a carrot stew with some bread and a pint of our finest here. It's brewed in this large barrel over there. We keep the same barrel, so it gets a nice taste of umami of shrooms. It's a shroom beer.
That's disgusting.
Is that safe to drink?
Fuck it, I'm drinking
Mommy's
some.
gonna take a big ass cup of it. So we'll find out.
Okay. Well, just sit yourselves at the table. Don't mind, don't mind the Grey Dwarf in the middle. I wouldn't move them, but they're passed out. It is one of their rest days. They aren't mining, but generally when they aren't mining, they're either drunk or over in the MSG corner.
Same, bud, same.
And he gets to brewing, kind of stirring a pot. He goes up top over here, runs over, hops up on the edge of it, and grabs a couple loaves of bread, and runs back over and slaps it all down on the table, and says, "How many of you all gonna take some of the brew?" And he comes over here with like mugs lined underneath of it, and he starts filling one up, the second one, a third one, a fourth one. I count 5, right? 5. Okay, here you are. And he comes running back over and onto the table. Here you go. Runs back over.
Efficient.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Certainly.
I'll gently reach over and take a mug and take a nice tiny sip.
I'm gonna chug mine.
Yeah, so Mommy's gonna down it.
I'm just gonna slowly slide my mug across the table to mommy and kind of like nod.
I would say that you wouldn't have to roll a constitutions for me, Ash, but the others would. I don't know if Vamir is taking part in this or not. Vamira? Maybe she doesn't remember she's muted.
Yeah.
Or has stepped away completely.
Constitution. She might have stepped. There it is.
A constitution, you said?
Mm-hmm. Just seeing if where I have it squirreled. I had some rules for how to get drunk in D&D. There we go.
I have a question. Are all your notes digital or handwritten or a combination of both?
I have got it all digital. because I would lose all the physical ones. I've tried that in the past. And the pins in Discord, if you scroll through them, that's actually how I labeled this one, is how to get drunk. And there's a bunch of other stuff that I keep track of in Discord even, or I've made a Google Docs for myself for it. Like the detect magic is in there, and it tells you the different colors that we found and agreed upon to mean the different types of magic and such. So, all right. Let's go back over to here now. You guys. So Ash, you're completely fine. You know, you took the sip and you're like, this is good. I mean, it's a little weird, but it's good. Mame, you're gonna have to roll another Constitution because you took 2 down. And I don't see Grizz or Bahash in there yet.
Oh, I didn't drink any. I gave mine to Mame.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
Oh no.
Man, I knew I was gonna be rolling like shit tonight.
Dude, didn't you roll in that one for Squall last time we drank too? And
Yep.
just pass the fuck out?
Yep.
The dangers of drinking.
Well, I
I can't
say
drink in real life or in D&D apparently.
right now, both you and Mame are tipsy. You gain advantage on charisma-based checks and saving throws, but have a disadvantage for dexterity ones.
Okay.
And is Vamira back? Negative.
I'm here, sort of.
Okay. Were you gonna take part?
I've been mostly just listening.
That's what I thought. That's what we were thinking too. But the little.
I mean, I can. The little goblin has like mushroom beer. Oh yeah, Valmyra's like all over that.
Okay.
Okay.
Constitution.
See if I did this correctly earlier today. So I tried to connect D&D Beyond. Constitution save.
Yeah, I mean, Constitution modifier. Yeah, you just would, which is what your Constitution saving should be. Yeah. I'm gonna take that first one.
Oh, yeah, twice. Oh, interesting. Okay.
The first one was a 17, and you're not chugging it like Mame and Bahash necessarily, but you take a hearty swig and you're going, oh, this is good. I mean, not quite feeling tipsy like they seem to be. They're a little woozy, but
Yeah, I'm just like, I've been drinking this for the past couple days.
yeah, it's pretty
It's nice and
yeah.
So, I guess while we're eating, because we all have food now too, right?
Yeah, I would say. If
So
you're
what do you guys?
Eating the stew, I would say just also roll a like d12, just in general and whatever you have, it brings back your health back up, and you guys are doing a short rest, I would say. So whatever that would be, as well.
Oh, I think we're gonna take a long rest, aren't we?
That would be a sleep.
Yeah, that would require sleep.
Are we gonna sleep? I figured we would chat while we're eating, and then we were gonna sleep a little bit. But I mean,
Yeah, I mean, we could ask to use their sleeping quarters, couldn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I assumed we were gonna go through the golden door and see what the cheap sleeping chambers looked like. But
I have a question for my companions. Has anyone else noticed the statue with the bloody sword it's holding?
That's the, I think that's the iron golem.
wait, where?
Like, those are the big golden doors I thought that, what's
Yeah,
her
I thought
face
this-
up top told us about.
Oh, it's labeled Iron Golem.
Yeah.
Oh, my screen's not down that. I thought it was a pedestal. Okay. That makes more sense.
Okay. I also want to know what this round thing is over here by the MSG mines or whatever. There's a Duergar standing on it.
It's a rug.
Oh, it's a rug.
Mm-hmm. They're all kind
Also,
of like...
is that... Go ahead.
I was just gonna say they're all kind of like chilling out on rugs or on the ground, or, you know.
Okay, that makes sense.
Is that kind of staticky area? Is that like an open crevice or water?
It is an open crevice, however you want to say it. It's of like silver though that you can see a shimmering that's coming from under that.
Oh, so there is a silver light within it.
Yes, but also if you were to, it's not very deep. It's as if it were a vein of silver kind of running through there.
Oh.
And it's only been mined down a little bit farther than the top edge, probably about, dwarf height, 3 feet or so.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go to, their sleeping chambers over here.
Oh, so we're not gonna just... Okay. So
Right?
we've all eaten.
Yeah, we're not taking a short rest.
Yeah, it looks like a long rest.
Okay.
So I was gonna ask if we, while we're eating or if we're done eating, if, how we feel about our chances of, getting out. If we think we have to find these, overlords, or, if we can become friends with the Duergars and the Azers, and...
I think the Thieves Guild might be best out. If
Or the
they
Thieves
come
Guild.
in and out frequently. Then all we would have to do is locate.
I'm always down to kill overlords.
Yeah, I'm all about, inciting a riot and taking down some overlords.
Yeah, because then we can get those enchanted weapons for free, because we'll technically own the place.
We can take all of them, yeah.
Oh,
We
yeah.
can be the overlord.
Yeah, and then we can just give them the fucking... No, you don't know. We'll fucking keep it. Fuck these guys. They would have worked out a deal earlier. Holy shit, that dude's moving.
Oh, yeah. Mariah.
That is fucking dope.
Omira. That's cool.
Yeah, it just started moving for me.
Yeah. Me too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they have...
Yeah, I mean, I'd say we kill the overlords, get the good weapons, and then...
Well, get the good weapons and then kill the overlords, right?
Yeah.
Use the good weapons to kill the overlords, which means we have to befriend all of the mining creatures here.
That or we threaten them with physical harm.
Something
will-
tells me
yeah.
it's not gonna
Well,
phase them.
Yeah, they're all pretty well armed and they're slaves to overlords.
Well, then we need to persuade them, because I woke up and chose violence today, so I'm already immediately ready to spill blood.
While Griselda is going down there to talk to the chamber, before we take our nice long rest, I want to go to this MSG corner.
The King of Salt.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And I want to ask Duergar 13 about maybe getting some of that MSG.
He goes, yeah, certainly. Here you go. And he just hands you, like, a brick, like the size of an ingot.
Is it?
Oh, Mom is. Go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry. Is it solid, wrapped? What's going on with it?
Oh, it's solid, but it's not wrapped.
Okay. Um. I'm going to remove a scarf from inside my backpack and wrap it around this brick and put it into my backpack.
Okay. And both Zolas and Flint at this point are like doing hopscotch and just aggressively playing, basically, like they're moving at a different speed than everybody else. They're just like
They look like they're enjoying themselves greatly. I will save this for later, and I wander off.
Yeah, Mame's gonna ask the Duergar for some MSG as well.
He's like, she took all of my last one.
Where do you get more?
Oh, excuse me, I'm coming down there hard. Down here from Dancer. He knows he has the sources. He leans up against the wall, like looking exhausted. And
Dancer?
Yep. And he pointed down here to this
Wait.
guy here.
Zunder?
Oh, is that?
I take it Zunder is dancing.
Is that Zundar?
I say because down in this crevasse.
I thought I moved.
Yeah, it
Zundar
says
back
Zunder.
here. That was my bad.
Is this MSG down here? Is that what's in the crevasse?
This is Dancer here, and is that what you're asking, Dancer?
Gotcha. I'm just asking in general, like, what is this that's at the bottom? Why is it so shiny?
It is a silver substance, as to what you can tell, and you would gather pretty much that it's like a silver vein of ore of some sort, metallic.
Oh, so it's not liquid; it's like a solid.
Mm-hmm.
Can I like chip away at it? Does it come away? Can I take some?
It's like 3 feet below the edges there.
I mean, that's fine.
You step down because you're 7 foot, and you would have to roll a strength check for me. And I don't know what you're swinging or using to try and chip away at it, or how, if you want to describe what you're doing in the process, because I don't know what you're using either.
I'm gonna use. I guess I could go ask somebody for a pick, but I'm gonna use my hand axe, the little dude.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna like swing at it hard. I'm gonna like gently. I'm not trying to break my axe. I'm trying to do no damage to my axe and see how, pliable this stuff is.
Okay.
Right, if it just breaks off, or if it's more difficult. If it's more difficult, I'll go ask for a pick. I'm not fucking my axe up. Oh, what the hell? There's no way! There's no way! Whatever. Okay.
Can I try and break off a chunk with my warhammer?
Yeah, you can roll a strength check for me too with that, depending upon if you want to describe how you're doing that. Are you just like slamming it down too? And it looks like you rolled a 2. That's why you got a 5 there, Mame. So while you're doing your check to see how strong it is, you're kind of scraping your axe along the edge of it, and you get like a little sliver, probably like a fingernail of the stuff, and it seems hard, but you have a very fine edge on your axe, so you're able to kind of like shave a piece off, basically. It's not really usable piece as to what you could tell, but you have it now.
Hey, Dancer, do you have a pickaxe?
Oh, yeah. No, actually, I just kind of run this MSG den over here. Just make sure they don't get out of hand.
Can I get some of that MSG?
Oh,
BT dubs?
I mean, normally we keep it for the workers on their off days. Maybe you could help me with getting some more of it, though. Down in the...
Yeah, where's it come from?
Oh, yeah, the tunnels where you may have come from. That's where most of the adventures come from. There's a mushroom that actually eats people that we are gentle enough with, and we gather its spores and mix it with some of the silver that you're walking on currently, and some other magical ingredients I'm not going to tell you about, and we make what we have.
So we have to go back and get those mushrooms we, tumbled across. Okay, cool. Okay, thanks. Good info. How, Baharash, how's your mining?
Well, how did you want me to... Is it just a strength check?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to put down my shield.
Okay.
And I'm going to use both hands on the hammer.
Okay.
So, hopefully this will do something. Okay. Significantly better roll than I've gotten today.
Definitely. 19. So you slam down your hammer, though, and you kind of crack a chunk that's under you in a square. So there are 4 cracks kind of coming off around the square where your hammer hit, basically. But the piece is still attached, and it's down. It's kind of lodged down in where you were striking.
Can I swing again?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So you were able to slam down again, and you kind of hit the corner, or pretty much right where you were hitting, but one of the corners where it started to crack slivers off from that square that you would started to crack out inside of itself, and you kind of wiggle it, and you were able to pull maybe a about this size diameter and about this long, so about 6 inches long and about 2 inches diameter piece out of it.
Okay. Is it just... I'm going to add it to my notes. Is it just silver?
As far as you can tell from your cursory inspection, yeah.
We gotta get a pickaxe.
I call down that I have a file. Would they like to try to use it?
Is this like a flat surface of silver, or is it like
It's mostly flat. I mean, it's got some little undulations where other picks have hit along the surface of it, basically, you can kind of tell, but...
Well, I'm gonna suggest that we rest, but when we're done resting, I want to come back and try to get some silver.
Okay, let's go rest.
So we're gonna try to, what's the store down here?
That big gold one?
No, the one Ash is at. The one to the side of that.
I don't know why I can't open it. Is it that time? No, it's 9 o'clock.
It shows it's locked.
Yeah, I'm trying to open it, and I can't open it. It does this sometimes.
Yeah, because I got locked in here, and I was like, well, I guess I'm staying in here.
Take a nap.
Come on, Astro. Walk with me. There it goes. There it goes. It's open now.
Oh, these are the sleeping chambers.
I see a mastiff.
Hey,
Wait,
guys.
do I see a mastiff?
You do see a
Yes,
mastiff.
the puppy.
Yeah,
Hi,
I've just
puppy.
been sitting here playing with the dog the whole time.
Hi, puppy.
And Jarvis had introduced you to Pogo. You guys were kind of playing, and she's still doing paperwork, as it seems, at the table in front of her.
Paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask questions about her paperwork?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you're gonna sleep or not, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna ask her, what she's doing, and then I'm gonna sleep.
Oh, and she goes, "Oh, I was just keeping track of what the masters take and what we receive so that I can work with everyone here to make sure that we're meeting not necessarily a quota, but that's the best way for you to understand it. They explained something of the sorts to us while we were above about workers meeting a quota. Sounds arduous."
That sounds like it sucks.
No, honestly, it's fairly simple. I mean, I just keep track of things so that everybody else can go about their ways, and it's my own task, honestly, given to me by myself, just so that I can keep myself busy on my off days.
Okay. I'm gonna go sleep in one of your beds.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, these aren't necessarily anyone's bed. We just sleep wherever.
Good stuff. Alright.
Well, Myra makes it known that this gray bed here is hers.
How does Vamira make that, or Vamira make that known?
She's just like standing by it and like staring everyone down.
Oh, I wonder if she's hidden something under the bed.
Like a dagger.
Like she's been here a while and she's like, "This is my bed. There's plenty others."
There are many like it, but this is mine.
Yes. He's like, "I've been here longer than you." With it.
My bad.
Okay. I'd say you guys had a pleasant and nearly dreamless sleep from your exhausted states, except for Vamira, which you were, not as dreamless. You may have had a couple cursory ones just of your party dying in gruesome ways in front of you, but...
Had my normal tormented sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
While they're all sleeping, I'm gonna just kind of sit, and I'm gonna pull out a book from my backpack and kind of scribble some stuff down in it, and kind of look through my spell book and reset my stuff, and just kind of sit and meditate for a little bit.
Okay.
Since I don't technically
We get it. You don't
rest.
sleep. You don't have to brag.
And while you're doing that, you do notice Jarvis finish off her paperwork and some other dwarves. I did not say, "Hey Google." How in the world?
You said Jarvis. Isn't that close enough?
My Bixby will randomly, like, I'll be talking and all of a sudden it'll pop up and I'm like, I didn't even say anything remotely close to activating you.
Right. But while you were doing that, you would witness some of the other dwarves come in and have a rest themselves, including Jarvis, who had gone and laid down and woke back up by the time that everybody else is waking up, and is also back at the table with Poco again. And the other ones, the of your party too, had not filed in, but you did hear that during the closing and opening of the door, there was still some fun to being had in the MSG den.
Lots of fun being had.
Mm-hmm. But as far as you guys can tell, it's morning again. You guys are all well rested, well fed.
Morning. Can see the sunrise.
Yes.
Beans. Morning, Jarvis. What's up?
Oh, just another day.
So, I was thinking, are there any alternatives to getting weapons besides paying gold?
I thought we'd talked about this, and it was you were going to bring us an ingot of some sort.
Yeah, I was just wondering if there was anything else.
Oh, I mean, we're willing for a trade, but most things we don't really care about unless it's food. I would say sex, but you're not my type.
Good thing I'm
Was that
not
a
easily
burn?
offended.
Here.
and
Oh, that's a fancy glass.
or
Sorry. I like your beer glass.
What is your type?
is that Baharash asking Jarvis?
Yes.
Jarvis says, "Well, my scaly friend, I'd give you a whirl."
Oh.
Interesting.
So, like, I
What
do have
kind
an
of,
emerald.
Maharash looks around and goes, everybody out!
What kind of weapons could I get in exchange for my services?
Well, it looks like you wield that hammer pretty well. And
That's
raises
not
an
the only
eyebrow.
hammer I wield well.
I think we could work something out for another hammer.
Enchanted, maybe?
Lower enchantment. Doesn't seem you're wielding such a large hammer as it is.
Ho, ho, ho. I see. I might take you up on this offer later.
You know where to find me.
Oh, yeah.
Hey Jarvis, could you unlock these doors?
Oh, they should be unlocked. Walks over and slowly.
He wasn't gonna take no from Baharash as an option.
No, you guys are all locked in here now to watch the scene that that
Oh,
sprawls
God.
out from Baharash and Jarvis. Come on, doors.
Yay! Oh,
They
When
keep,
they
like,
blink open,
flashing
everybody
open.
run out.
I think
haha!
what's happening.
Sweet escape.
Yeah, there it goes. I think it's open up for good now.
What's this thing?
A rolled up carpet that.
Tell me your secret. Can I unroll it?
Yeah, you can grab it.
Oh, I can't do it.
It's covered in small spiders and spider webs as you're grabbing it, though. And
That's fine.
it is.
Bugs are protein. Get swole.
Most
Just the carpet episode. So I'm like, no!
Oh, touche.
most
Thinking about that.
most protein shakes and such are made out of cricket. If you didn't know.
Nice.
I'm
Oh.
never drinking one again.
I wanted to ask. So I have an emerald. Can I use that to get a weapon? Do they care about that?
We'll say you would asked that question and they were like, I mean, it's of an interest, but we can't forge it. We can use it as decoration.
It doesn't please. Wait. If your overlords aren't extra pleased by jewels, that tells us something.
Yeah, they're not.
The overlords don't prize jewels. Okay, that's good to know.
I'm looking for a reasonable carpet to roll out, but you've, for all intensive purposes, rolled this carpet out.
And it's just looks nice.
I'm getting there.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. It just looked a little suspicious sitting here
Quite a large
doing
carpet.
nothing.
There you go.
Oh, I can't really see it. There it is. Nice. Okay. So now what?
I'm gonna walk up to this iron golem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll walk up with.
Does anything happen?
Nothing. Not even a breath is being taken by it. It appears.
What if I move like over here?
Nope.
What if I touch the door?
Roll a deck save.
Oof.
Oof. Oof.
Oh Jesus!
My guess is that the 6 did not beat any of these. So 23 and an 18. He kind of just steps forward almost onto you for the slam and slashes down the sword almost mechanically, just as soon as you touch the door, basically. With 23 and a 25 for damage, if both of those hit.
Oh yeah, I'm out.
Ba, ba, ba.
You gotta roll then your death saving throws, which I think you have advantage for, so.
Yeah, I do. Oh, hold on.
That advantage will save shit if you get a nat 1.
There's a 14 on the first one, so that's a success.
Yeah, I'd say you're back up to 1 like you're thinking. And what I would say had happened from it too is that when he'd stepped towards you, you were able to pull back a little bit, and he stepped on your foot, squashing it. And then when he swung his sword down, you were able to kind of partially block it, but it still slammed down on the top part of your shoulder and down to your heart, basically, where it would have stopped your heart as you pulled back off of the sword and fell backwards. And that's where your heart started, or you came back up off of the floor, basically, with 1 HP.
I'm gonna kind of jump up and straighten out my clothes and step back and kind of look to the other party members and be like, well, we know what that guy does now.
Let's not touch that door.
And I'm just gonna kind of walk away yeah. Some days, you wake up, you walk out the door, and you just die. But it's okay. I always
Just
manage to come
everyday
back.
happenstance.
Oi, oi, oi.
So, nobody wants to fuck up the Iron Golem. Cool. All right.
I mean, I will collectively. I'm not going to do it by myself after watching that shit show.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna say let's hold off on that as planned.
Why don't you want to murder Jess?
Well, I mean, there is armor over here.
Oh yeah, so we took a long rest.
Yes.
I'm gonna come over here and ask Hamlet if he has any ways of concocting, I don't know, healing potions or anything that would maybe make me feel better after getting stabbed through the heart and dying.
If restoration magic would, if I knew restoration magic would work on you, I'd do that.
Mistress, I think. Let me think. And he kind of stirs. He's stirring a pot while he's talking to you, and he goes, well, actually, if you don't mind tasting this brew out here, and he goes down to a smaller pot underneath and pulls out a spoon, proffers it for you. I've been looking at this to help for individuals that, have been stuck in the mine in a collapse or something, and to give it to them in a flask. if you wouldn't mind tasting it for me, I think it might help.
Kind of shrug and be like, fuck it, I've already died once, and just kind of chug it.
It's a spoon, so you just slurp it off
Okay.
the spoon.
Yep.
Just profit.
She just eats the whole spoon.
just. I would say roll a Constitution just real quick to see what's going on with that.
Would this be...
I'll explain. So you
Okay.
you instantly feel a sensation almost of numbness across your entire body. So even the wound that had caused you pain before doesn't exist currently, but you don't feel better. As in,
Okay, 'cause
like you just know that it's a complete sense of nothingness, basically, from where
Okay.
you were before. You're like,
I was gonna say, because I have advantage on diseases and poisoning, that's why I was asking about.
no worries.
Okay. I'm just gonna kind of look at him and be like, I feel as if that is better suited for the MSG corner.
He goes, oh, I've been trying to find another use for these mushrooms that they use, but I guess that's really only one use.
Does that mean that Hamlet is the master chef of MSG?
I'm gonna kind of pat him on the back and be like, well, at least I don't feel anything anymore.
He goes, well, I mean, that is one advantage, I guess.
Okay.
And I'll leave you to your speculations, Jess.
Okay.
Gotta leave those big overarching story things for, the mind to think about.
That's foreshadowing, guys. Hamlet's a key character.
He won't
Maybe
be.
we
if
should
he
just
gets
be.
a Warhammer in the brain.
So we should just be convincing Hamlet to join us and rebel and leave. Forget all these, forget all the drones. They obviously want to be here.
Yeah.
They're
But
all
he's a
sheeple.
gnome. He must miss the forest.
Probably. It's got to be depressing down here.
Do I see any, like, staffs on this weapon table here?
You see some spears, but not really a staff.
What about fancy daggers?
Oh, the whole top of, you can kind of see when you're walking up that particular stand you're looking at, the top shelf of it was full of shiny daggers, it looked like.
Mm. I'm gonna come over here and ask this person if they could give me a demonstration on how this stuff works. Like, how do they make this stuff? Like, what's your job?
And they give you a questioning look. Oh, I haven't met you before. I thought maybe one of the other group members have told you. We actually forge the weapons here. As it'd be myself, Zajir, and over there is Azir. We are brother and sister. And, well, as to what all this stuff does, I mean, it's very in large terminology there. I mean, there's quite a lot of things here. I mean, is there anything you're looking for?
Oh, I was just curious. I just like learning about, like, I don't know, other people's skills and abilities and...
Well, currently, as to what you can see here, I mean, I myself am the forger, as in the anvil worker, and over there is the forge worker, my brother. He works the bellows and heats the ingot to a, sometimes even extreme temperatures of melting point to a liquid, and will completely forge from a form that I form. Yes, I said that.
like a mold.
Yeah, one could say.
Interesting. Okay. And then I'm just gonna kind of walk back over here. Is she looking at me or is she looking at the anvil, like working?
She's kind of got her eye on you and is but working on the anvil, yes.
Okay. Do I see any daggers that look like they are like fancier than others, or maybe have any like markings on them, like they might be magical or anything?
The one in the center of the top of the daggers, kind of right behind the axe, is got
The squiggly one?
a squiggly blade, and it also is wrapped in some dark material that you're unfamiliar with. It doesn't look like any sort of leather that you know.
Okay. I'm going to walk up here to Ashir and ask him if he can show me how these bellows work.
And he goes, "Oh, are you talking to me? No one talks to me."
Yeah, I mean, your job looks really cool, and I just want to know how this works. Like, this is a really cool deal you got going here. It looks really difficult.
And he goes, "Oh, well," and he gestures at the top, the left kind of side of the bellow, and then the right side, and he just says, "If you grab onto these handles here and pull them together, it blows air into the forge, into the coals, and they get hot. It sense the heat and the light in this area. Has no one ever told you this before? This seems odd to me."
Oh yeah, up on the surface, I too like to make and create things. I just don't use these kinds of methods.
Okay, I hear
Wink, wink.
you. And he goes, "Do you want to give it a try?"
Yeah, that'd be really fun.
Steps to the side.
Can I roll to see if I can tell how, like, forceful I would need to be to, like, start a fire with this thing?
I mean,
Just like
it's...
a small, like, just, you know, like if you're working bellows and, like, you go too ham on them and then, like, things get out of control.
Well, the ceiling in this area is probably about 50 feet from the ground level. And the sparks that are flying off of the top of this, because it is all a self-contained forge of complete metalworks, you perceive as you're kind of working them would not start a fire unless you were somehow able to get the ingot that is inside that they're heating out of the forge and onto the to the rack, which seems to be the only wood in the area, or the tables where people are sitting. Everything else is just stone.
Okay.
Or metal.
I am going to, while I have the bellows in my hand, I am going to cast Minor Illusion on this forge and make it seem like there is a small fire starting in the bellows.
Oh, like inside of the piece
Or
that you're
like
working.
inside, not the bellows, the forge, like inside.
I mean, the bellows would be the most logical place for what you're talking
Okay.
about.
Okay.
But to go on to the top of that, I would say you're gonna roll a performance for me with the minor illusion
Natural 20.
for the performance. Oh, nice.
Nice.
And Azure was like, whoa, you're working those pretty good. I mean, you can... Oh, God, Jesus Christ, what the hell? Why is there fire?
Oh,
How did you do that?
I'm sorry. I'm gonna like kind of jump back and like kind of stand like over here. Be like, Zashir, there's... God, I think your brother needs your help.
And he goes, no, he's fine. And then Azure kind of takes the
I'm gonna be like, there's fire.
He pulls his hand out and kind of makes a... And what would have been... He's kind of confused, so is Zashir, and he's like, wait, that fire's not going away. We can inhale fire. I don't think you know. It is part of our being. This is hence why we work this area. That is not fire. What have you done to our forge?
I didn't do anything. It just started doing that as I was moving it, like he showed me how to move it.
Azure walks up and kind of like slaps the flame around. He's like, this isn't real fire.
I don't know what to tell you. It's... Son of a bitch. Yeah, I don't know. It just kind of, and like, I'm gonna assume it's been a minute now.
Mm-hmm.
And so the spell's ended, so that it would have looked like the fire went out anyways.
Yep. He goes, that was weird. I mean, maybe the heat's getting to us. They're like, what are you, an idiot? We've been forged in the fires of fucking goddamn hell. Like, maybe, I don't know. And Zashia, the sister, says, I don't understand boys. Their stupidity.
I'm just gonna kind of walk away, like, over here.
Do.
I just had a thought. I'm gonna walk back over here to the sleeping chamber, and hope that whatever shenanigans was ongoing are over. Oh, so Jarvis is still in here. I'm gonna ask Jarvis. I'm like, hey, Jarvis. I saw you were working on some papers there, and you're tabulating some stuff. And I remember you mentioning something about a schedule of when the overlords come down here and everyone hides. And I just want to make sure I'm out of the way when they come down. Do you have that written down anywhere? I forget stuff a lot, and you could tell me, but I'm probably gonna forget. Do you? Is that written down anywhere?
Jarvis goes, no, that is actually something I keep in my own memory, and I alone am privy to. Sometimes they make surprise visits that I alone am, as I hesitate to say, privy to. But I will say, in the next week or so, you shouldn't make an appearance at the Hot Stone Hour.
The hot stone hour? What does that mean?
I think for the above grounders, it's kind of like the morning times.
Okay, so when you say make an appearance, I just want to make sure. I don't know if people get hurt. I don't know if people get, dead. I personally like being alive. I don't want to get dead. So where do you suggest we go during these hours?
I would say just not in the main chamber near the gold doors, and that is where most people end up dead that we find the next morning.
By the gold doors. Okay, stay away from the gold doors in the morning. Gotcha. So the stones get hot?
Oh, that is how we keep time actually here. We'll heat a stone, and for how long it stays heated is the time measuring device we have here. So we heat it when we wake, and when it gets cool, it is night.
Gotcha. And so this isn't a particular stone. This is just any stone.
Well, a particular stone we keep in behind or near the braziers because we throw it in there in the morning and pull it out real quick to keep track of time. That is generally one of my tasks for the day.
Gotcha. So is there anything else that I should notice when it's morning time? Does anything else happen besides the hot stone?
Oh, you might hear a solid singular bell for us calling all the dwarves back in.
Gotcha. So that makes more sense. Yeah, I can remember that. Okay, so there's a bell. So you're like, hey, yo, dwarves, don't end up dead. Go hide. That's what the bell means? Okay. Cool. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. I'm gonna work on staying alive.
Best luck to you.
Hey, guys.
Hey guys.
Hi, Baharash. I see you. Where's everyone
What's
else? You guys wanna, walk over to some part of this chamber where no one else is gonna hear us?
Yeah, sure.
So, I don't know where that would be, because there's just kind of people and things all over the place. I don't know how far sound carries in this chamber.
Yeah, that's hard to say.
So I'm gonna come here, and I'm gonna encourage you to come a little closer, Baharash. I'm gonna speak in a very low tone, trying to be very, very conscious of my surroundings and the people.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna let you know that I found out there's a bell that rings and it indicates morning, but it also indicates when the overlords are coming. So all the workers will disappear. So, there's a new cart. So, if we want some of those fancy weapons, the overlords, when the overlords come, all the workers leave. So the workers are going to expect some things to be gone. So, we can pick them up then.
That is a grand fucking idea.
We just have to make sure we want to leave, right? If we are seen here carrying around their weapons, they're going to get pissed. But, right before we leave, we can wait for the bell to ding and then pick up their weapons. And
I'm down for that.
cool. Do you think we should tell other people, or you just want to?
Well, maybe hint at it if they're interested or not.
Okay.
So, but I'm with you 1,000%.
Yeah, I don't know how much longer we want to stay in this chamber. I don't know how much more there is to get out of this chamber, but so we can wait. We've been here a while and we haven't heard any bells ringing, so I don't know if we want to do this at the next bell ring or if we want to wait for a cycle or two. I don't know.
I'd say we go ahead and take it now, so we know what's here and we have an idea of what it does. So that's my bet.
Okay.
The longer we stay here, I feel like the more trouble we could possibly get into.
Yeah, that's probably not wrong. Okay, so then I guess we have to, get everybody on the same page as far as leaving.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna... I guess we have to wait for our companions to not be high as balls, too.
Yeah. One would
Hey, yo,
want to be
Ash.
sober during an escape.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm gonna walk up to Ash and kind of relay the same information. Like, hey, there's an opportunity for us to take some of those weapons and not have to pay for them, but we have to leave as soon as we take them, and we have to. Just so you know.
Okay.
This bell's gonna ring, and because I don't know if this merry adventure is gonna happen next time again, because we need our lovely companions to not A, not be high as balls, and B, definitely not be hungover. I think hungover is even worse. So maybe we want to start. I mean, that or we have to leave them behind, but I don't think we want to leave them behind.
Nah. Not at all.
Their minds are a little loose right now. We could probably cajole them to follow up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say we try that before it.
Okay. I'm gonna walk over here to Griselda too.
Mm-hmm. Are you just telling me the same thing you just told Ash?
I was gonna say, it looked like she froze.
Hello. Okay.
Hello?
My thing froze.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, sorry, I don't know what you said, Griselda. It
I
froze
said,
right
were
before
you just telling me the same thing you just told Ash?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, to see if how you feel about that, if you're on board, or if we should do something else. If you have any ideas, thoughts,
no,
feelings.
yeah, that sounds good. There's a shiny, nice looking dagger over there. I wouldn't mind shysting.
Yeah. There's a couple things over there I feel like I'd want to.
Yeah, we
walk
can always
away
grab
with.
as many weapons as we can carry and then dish them out appropriately when
When the
we
coast
get
is
that
clear.
chance.
That's so considerate of you.
Oh, hey. I was a good guy. I was a good guy before I got resurrected. So,
What about checking out this southern chamber?
Yes, I think we should check those out as well.
Southern Chamber? Where's that?
Where the Thieves Guild is?
Oh, yeah. Yes, let's go check. Okay, maybe we'll do that. Let's go check out the Thieves Guild. Maybe by the time we get back, our companions will be sorted.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm thinking.
Alright, how do we get there?
Well, we gotta go this way. 'Cause
Yeah, I
it's the only
think
way.
we were supposed to go up this corridor and then take a left.
I'm gonna ask Zunder here which way we would go if we wanted to go towards the Thieves.
And you're stopped right in front of a large door to your right too. That Zundar is pushing a cart down the rail and goes, "Oh, yeah, you mean those idiots with the Oni? If you go back down the chamber where I've been mining," I mean, she points off this up direction this way.
Okay.
The back into the chamber with the small pond area, our water source.
Oh, shoot! We just came from there. Okay.
Okay.
So do you guys want to go that way, or do you want to go to the
Let's
left?
go that way towards the Oni.
Okay.
Is everybody with us? Where's Mom at?
Wait a second. Are these two up here still playing at their
Bullshit.
drawing people in game? Yeah, they're still on their bullshit.
No, they're not.
Waiting for the next people to wander in. Anyway.
They're not there visibly. Susan and Gordon. That's who you're talking about.
Fucking
Okay.
Gordon.
That's right.
I just saw crying little girl and vampire, and I'm just like, where have I seen this before?
No, they're not. They're not there. They're not there. They're just not in that chamber. You walk into the end of that chamber, and you find a pipe that's running across the full length of it, like you had before too. Though.
Oh, I actually want to. I want to investigate this pipe.
All right, roll investigation for me if you're up near it. And
Yes,
tell me what
yes,
you're
pound.
doing
Okay.
to investigate it. I don't know what that all entails. I like a good description, though.
I'm gonna put my hand on it,
I got
and
stuck out
then
of the
tap
map
on
again.
it or knock on it with my knuckles to listen to the sound and feel what kind of temperature it is. See if I can perceive if it is, or if it is or isn't transporting anything, and what it might be made of.
Okay. So you put your hand on it and immediately feel perfect body temperature with it. It has you can almost not sense it with your own touch because it is so close to your own body temperature. And inside of it, though, you can definitely sense almost a flowing, maybe a growing. And when you wrapped your knuckles against it, you could tell of a sorts that it is a hard metal. Something that you understand now as why people would perceive it as unpenetrable and unbreakable. But it isn't entirely a metal you were familiar with, or that you've even heard tell of. You know, it seems to be color-wise a brass or a copper, but it has characteristics of none of those. It is not soft, it is not brittle. Trying to load the other map to get you guys down into that area too. But mine is loading as slow as fuck. Did all that come through though, Jesse?
Can I sense? Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm writing things down. Can I sense anything enchanted or magical about it?
That would be an Arcana check if you're wanting to look for it specifically, or if you have some sort of magical ability to do such, like a detect magic.
I do not. So go with.
What?
I rolled. Did you?
I'm still loading my other map.
Yeah, there's. Gotcha. She just said she rolled.
Okay. I'm looking at the... That's still loading to my chat.
I rolled a 10.
Oh, a T. Okay. So, for the Arcana check, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're able to sense at the very least that this has got to do something with magic, you know? You know that the pipe is almost preternaturally strong, you know, for what you'd perceived it as a type of metal. But it isn't, you know, exuding magic to your touch or anything like that. It still feels as if it were a metal from when you had knocked your knuckles against it, and it resounded with a sound of semi-hollowness, but also semi-full, as if there is some sort of liquid inside of it, even, but you're not 100% sure.
All right, I'm gonna head back to where my companions are.
All right. I don't know why my map isn't loading in here. I'm just gonna start dropping people, see if that works. Let me know if your map actually loads when I moved you over into the previous area that you guys were.
Load it up for me.
Oh, nice. Okay. I got at least the entrance on my map, so I could kind of throw you guys in.
It kind of looks like everybody else loaded in it.
I mean, that's what I was trying to do. At least I got everybody dropped in, but I don't know if they actually all loaded in or not.
I can see it.
Oh, okay.
I can too.
there we
Thank
go.
you. I'm back.
I was gonna say I have a black screen, but it just loaded.
It looks black on my end for the most part, but I can roll with it, so I know what's there.
So wait, Vamira came with us?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, I
Good to
mean,
know.
as far as I know, unless Vamira decided something different.
So as I approach this Oni,
Mm-hmm.
is that a pipe pouring into the water behind him?
It is.
Ha 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 ha. Ha.
He goes, "Oh,
That
funny
too.
meeting you here, guys again."
Yeah, we're back.
Yarp.
Again, we didn't talk to him, did we?
No, but he saw us. He saw us, but we didn't talk to him.
He did talk to Ash, though.
Sorry,
Oh,
what?
that's
I had
right.
to take my
Ash
headset off
and
for a second.
Flint and
No worries.
whoever else was frozen.
It was just, they were wondering why he's saying again. But he'd talked to you, I think, and Flint before, and Mariel, and seen Mame, Griselda, and Barash passing by. So he's kind of like making a joke. He's like, funny meeting you guys here again, but...
Yes, small world, sir. May I ask you a question about some of the individuals that dwell down here?
Well, if you ask so kindly. Please continue.
I am led to believe that there is a certain guild that makes its home down here. Would we be able to have an audience with any of them?
Funny you should ask. You're having an audience right now with one.
Oh, how grand.
Ooh.
And all the while, he's got, like, this giant, just massive smile on his face. He's, like, as happy as the world can be, kind of sitting there in front of this pipe that seems to be spewing shit out behind him.
Yeah, it looks like sewage.
got the
Is there a
flu on me.
smell?
There is a distinct smell of sewage from the pipe, yes.
Okay. Stinky sewage.
So,
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm not suggesting we trudge through shit water. However, it's got to be coming from somewhere.
This is
And
true.
I bet it's outside.
I think that was a confirmation to your answer. I ask him, how often do you have dealings with the outside world inside the...
Oh, the outside world. I have plenty dealings in them. They aren't fun at all.
You do not enjoy it up there?
I have my times. When I get a contract.
How do you leave to go out there?
And he glances over his shoulder at the pipe and he says, well, to go outside, one must go inside.
He Mario's that bitch? Are you serious?
Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, man.
So wait, maybe he's a guard to the pipe. Do we have to, like, whisper sweet nothings to him to get him to let us go in?
He's the guardian of Shittopia?
Would we be allowed to make our way out the way that you way out?
I offer you my brown tidings. That'd be good.
I'm going to assume that you actually didn't say that, Baharash, and that Ash, your response
Yes, thank you.
your response to what you had asked, though, was, well, dear, I would love to let you pass, but you have to pay the toll.
What
We
does
aren't
the
known
toll, I guess,
as the Thieves Guild for nothing, so looks you up and down and says, you aren't worth much. Probably everything you guys own.
What do you think that is?
Everything on your body in person. He says, still with a giant grin on his face. Or you could always try to take me on.
I want to persuade him to accept 10 gold to help us get out of it.
Okay. What are you going to try and... What's your angle here? Besides the 10 gold.
That if he helps us get out of here, that I will in turn, me myself personally, will owe him a favor.
Alright. Persuasion.
Oh, shit.
That's kind of the theme of this right now.
Yep. Fits. It fits.
If it fits, it shits.
His ultimate technique is called Brown Thunder.
Oh, man.
So he looks at you and goes, I'm not quite sure what favor you're promising there, miss, but I don't think you can handle what I'd be dishing out. And he looks down at his own waistline and looks back up at you.
I'm offering you a much more significant favor than that.
Ironically, he's not a fan of anal.
I totally lost my train of thought. Oh god, how tall is this Oni, by the way? Can I just visualize this? I'm 4 feet
He's
tall.
huge.
Yeah,
He's like 15 feet or something.
Yeah,
Oh, Jesus, I'm like
12
the
feet.
size of his shin.
Yeah, like the size of
You know, he might be into that.
his
Honestly,
Apparently not.
they're probably the size of one of his bowel movements.
Oh god.
uh,
I would be offering you a much more significant favor than that. My family has quite the will in the world above.
Oh, you do say? I think I'm going to need more than words and fancy promises from you, though. What individual thing can you, per se, acquire for me above? I will like to proffer to my armor here, and he kind of shows across the board, that I am quite a fan of the Eastern traditions. So, I'm not sure if you have any art or the like, but I am quite keen on those areas.
In the world above, I have enough influence to procure you art and fine clothes and maybe even some political influence.
out of character, she can also offer a shower.
Maybe some perfume.
Yes.
Some Chanel number 5.
I would say just roll another persuasion for me.
Okay.
Alright.
That's better.
And he goes, I like the sound of that. Well, I mean, I can grant you passage, but you're not going to like it.
Out of character again. We're gonna have to Shawshank Redemption this shit. So
Literally.
literally.
If you will be so kind as to tell us the way, we may decide if we can traverse this way out.
And he blatantly turns 360 and points directly at the flow of profuse refuse and basically one giant bowel movement that's coming out of this pipe into the water behind him, and he says, "There lies thy path. Onwards and upwards."
Cool beans.
Okay, so that's how he gets out, correct?
Yep.
And he's 15 feet tall.
Oh, he crawls.
I was gonna say, what is this? What is the pressure of this tide?
I would say everyone has to roll a strength saving throw to even swim through it, or an athletics, I think it is, or athletics. Athletics.
Are we leaving now, or are we gonna try and steal the weapons?
You want athletics?
Athletics, yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was just looking for a way out. I didn't know if we were gonna take it right this second.
Oh. Should I wait? Should I come back?
Do you want more weapons?
I don't know if we're gonna have a chance to go up the pipe again.
Yeah, I mean, we could always come back down the pipe.
It's also coming up on that 10 o'clock hour, so.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Let's make that decision about next week.
Okay. We'll just hang out. Because, we can also, once we get to the top, find the overlords and just take the weapons from them.
These are ours. We had to crawl through shit for this.
Yeah.
So
Okay. I'm okay with leaving this next week.
As am I.
Yeah, me
This is
too.
a big decision.
In full
This
disclosure,
nice
I have the
gooey
next
adventure.
map ready, but no characters in it. So I didn't think guys would.
Oh yeah.
Do we
It's
need
good.
characters and poop?
You mean the thieves
Oh
guild?
god, what are we gonna run into?
My breath attacks are gonna smell like fart for a week.
You don't open your mouth. Jesus.
That's actually
Yeah,
how.
what
I
kind of
feel like you
methane
could
is coming
see-
out of that pipe?
If you lit a match close to it. No, I'm just kidding. No, I was gonna say too. Ike's swimming method is actually like. Pac-Man style, straight up the pipe.
Oh god.
Chomp, chomp, chomp.
I'll stay down here and fuck Jarvis for the rest of my life before I Pac-Man a fucking poop shoot.
I forgot that you have that option too.
Yeah. I got that in my notes. Has the option to fuck Jarvis. So,
Well,
oh yeah.
another wonderful session in the evil campaign.
Right?
Mm. Mm.
Good stuff.
Gonna start that again there, Gab? I don't think everybody got to experience the last time that was in.
Yeah.
Oh.
I
Think it-
know. When Ike said Mario
Bruh.
that shit, I was trying to find
That one, yeah.
I was thinking maybe they would have like the little pipe noise, but they don't.
Oh. God.
That had to be an
That's-
Ike.
That is the next campaign.
Yep.
Next time we do the evil campaign.
Mm,
Oh my god.
Ah. Mm.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, I've
Look at this dude.
I've incorporated.
Wait till you see the. No, 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 no.
Jesus, this is a long ass one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something that's
I've
called,
heard that before, though.
something that's called text to voice, and if you just type some of the phrases that they're starting to type into chat, then it'll start making a noise, and it's pretty funny. Especially, I think Olivia, you were there for it too when I first introduced it, because this is one that got continually referenced.
It's over 9,000!
So,
Yep.
those sorts of things.
That's a nice follow up.
What is this?
Oh, Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, it's a horror game.
spookies.
All right,
Yeah.
fellow rollers. I'm I'm gonna go to bed.
All right.
Lovely session.
Definitely.
See you all next week.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Jesus. Are you just gonna do that after every time somebody puts something?
Nah.
That's gonna be your new
Not every
voice
time.
action. Instead of your mouth, it's coming out of your ass.
Yeah, right? Oh. Alrighty, guys. I'm gonna hop off here too.
Yeah, me too.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Night.
Bye.
Goodbye.
So I have a question. Can we get my D&D Beyond to work with our astral tabletop here?
Is it not working currently?
Well, I know that I think the first time we played, I couldn't get it to connect, and then the second time we played, it was working and then stopped working. And now I know because you're supposed to be able to click and then it rolls for you here on the D&D page, and then it shows up in the actual the little text menu over here.
Mhm.
And that's why I've just been rolling down here because I can't get it to work.
Oh, okay. So one thing that you normally have to do, and we can go through testing it right now too, is if
Okay.
you're in D&D Beyond, if you go over to features and traits, just for whatever
Yeah.
reason, it syncs up with the character on Astral through Beyond 20, and then you should be able to roll from there, and it should pop up in Astral. I don't know if that's the fix or not, right? It's normally the quickest and the thing that it always tells you when you load in to D&D Beyond.
Okay, so I'm looking at my character sheet now. Should I
Just roll something.
get off my character?
No,
it out?
no. And in D&D Beyond, you mean?
Yeah, and D&D Beyond, sorry.
No, just roll something in D&D Beyond now. If you go in under actions, equipment, features and traits, descriptions, it's off to the right side. Do you see where I'm talking about?
I have actions, equipment, feature traits, descriptions, notes.
Yep.
By the way, all of my notes are in my sketchbook.
No
And
worries.
then I have extras.
Yeah, so
And there's nothing in extra.
just click on features and traits is what I was saying,
Uh-huh.
and then click off of it on one of the other ones, and it should be synced with the extension that we put into Google Chrome, and then just try rolling in D&D Beyond to see if it shows up in Astral.
Okay, maybe I just don't know how to... I thought I just had to click on this roll.
Click on...
The skill, like I'm clicking on Insight.
Clicking on what?
I'm just clicking on Insight in my skills.
Oh.
To, like, roll an Insight check. But all I get is this little pop-up window. Maybe I didn't connect it to Astral Tabletop?
I'm looking at it too.
No, I just clicked on my character sheet. Down here, if you click on your character and you click open character sheet, and it gives you that secondary window.
Ooh. Oh my gosh. There are a lot of... Okay. Sorry, I caught what you were saying, but I was clicking on stuff in D&D Beyond for you. Apparently,
Okay.
it registered that I was doing it, and I went just to Astral in the chat there, and it says that I was rolling all of these intuition rolls, which is weird.
Yeah.
Holy crap, they're still populating. So that's some of
Whoops.
that's
Can we delete these?
Yeah, I'm deleting them now. That's some of the things that I'd noticed when I was going back and forth, that I hadn't realized because I don't work from D&D Beyond very much. I'm in Astral with like a bunch of pop-up windows in Astral, but is that when you roll something in D&D Beyond, it will just straight populate into Astral. And I just found out too what I was going to tell you. On your Insight, are you clicking over on the left saving throws, or are you clicking under skills, that center section?
I was clicking on skills.
Okay.
So I would just click insight, but it kind of just gives me a cursor like I'm trying to edit the page.
Right click or click on the number is what you click on.